All right, I'm here with Autimatic of CLOUD9. Um, I think I'll cut right straight to the chase and ask you about the recent news of the organization putting FNS into inactive status. Could you point out something that's like glaringly obvious that did not make the system work?
I just think that the team had a different way of wanting to play uh, than FNS wanted to play, and I think it's pointless to have an in-game leader and not let him lead the way that he wants to lead. So I think in the long run, it wouldn't have worked out, and I think he deserves a team that will let him call the way that he wants to call, and also we need someone that thinks the way that we think and that uh, wants to call the way that we want them to call.
Without revealing too much, can you be a bit specific as to where the difference lies in cultures?
It's kind of hard to say. I felt like we were giving him a lot of feedback, and the feedback might have been different than what he was used to, or the feedback that we were giving him was probably different than how he thinks about the game naturally. So I think that he was trying to compensate a lot for us, and that ended up leading him to turn to different extremes. So like, let's say we wanted him to be more structured, he would just completely become like 100% structured, or if we wanted him to play more loose, then he would become too loose. And there's definitely a balance that we're trying to find. And yeah, and it was just hard because we just weren't on the same page.
So, ever since you guys won the major, I mean, I think it's fair to say that Cloud9 has been sort of like struggling to find itself. Um, where do you see the team's identity headed with cutting FNS loose now?
I think at this point there aren't a lot of players out there that are available that we can get. So at this point, I think it's really important that we're patient and we wait for a player that we really think will fit in our team, and we should also take time to trial that player rather than just like picking him up. So I think, I think from now all we can do is be patient until someone that we really want becomes available.
So, with NRG making a deep run at Star Series and Liquid also playing in the ESL Pro League finals, I think the NA is waiting on you guys to kind of up the ante and show something similar. But as you say, you guys are in a sort of a period of plasticity. We're still waiting to be seen what's going on with the team. What is the time frame you're referring to? So what this patience that you're saying? How much time are you giving yourselves?
As much time as we need. I mean, at this point, I think it's really important that we trial players rather than like just picking someone up and like committing to them 100%. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned like energy and liquid, and the thing is that I don't think a lot of people look at is that we went to like, I don't even know how many, like 6 tournaments within the last like 2 months or something like that, whereas they've gone to, well, I think Liquid right now is on their run of like a lot of tournaments, so I think they've gone to 4 within the last 5 weeks or 6 weeks or something like that. So they're also going through a lot of tournaments right now. But yeah, the main point is that we didn't even get to practice with our full 5, and a lot of people might say that we should have given FNS more time. But I think our team and he also agreed that it just wasn't going to work out, and it definitely showed in our results. So yeah, I think at this point we're just in the process of rebuilding, and that takes a lot of time.
So how is it possible to? Sorry for being like for the inquiry, but how is it possible to trial new players and even establish any kind of rapport or sort of lay down the fundamentals of a calling structure when you guys are on the road all the time?
Yeah, it's not possible. Like it's very hard. So we have a 3-week break after ECS until we go to Cologne. So we're definitely going to use that time to play with a couple of different players. But if we're not able to because of contracts or whatever, then we'll go from there. But that's the plan right now, and yeah, that's something that we're gonna look look into in the future is going to less events, because I really think that that's like a huge problem for our team specifically. Maybe it's not a big problem for other teams, but for us, we definitely need time so we can be on the same page.
So the Face It crew and London are going to be hosting the major in September. Is there anything that you'd like to see changed in the way majors are ran?
No, right now I think I like the way majors are ran. I don't have a problem with the format or anything like that. The only thing that I'd like for all events to do is to have 24-hour practice rooms in the hotel. That's like the main thing. That if an event doesn't have that, it's kind of rough being there. But yeah, that's the only thing.
So, going back a little bit to Liquid, they sort of pioneered this style where they don't really have a primary AWPer. So, Nitro is obviously AWPing when he needs to, but he isn't the guy that the economy is built around getting an AWP in his hands. You guys are kind of like the opposite end of this spectrum. What do you think? Where does the truth lie in these kind of like the clash of these styles?
I don't know. I think it just depends. I feel like you just have to work with what you have. I mean, we have one of the best AWPers, if not the best AWPer in North America. So we definitely want to get him an AWP at like whenever he can get one. But at the same time, we also have a lot of talented riflers too. So if we have to if we all have like 5K or something and it's a close game, we're obviously all going to buy rifles, and Tyler, who's a star player, he's going to be supporting that game.
Yeah, I think that's our signal. Okay, thanks, our